Wait, someone has watched the Snow White live action film 10 times? Yup, that Snow White movie, the very poorly rated live action one from 2025. I've only heard terrible things about the movie since its release, but while I was scrolling through Reddit the other day, I noticed that one person in particular really loved the movie. In fact, they loved it so much that they watched it 10 times, posting an update on Reddit almost every time. They first wrote, "Seeing Snow White for the 5th time. Picked up some merch too from AMC." Then a couple days later wrote, "I went to see Snow White again for the 6th time, and I bought my sister a bucket and cup combo." Then once again wrote, "I saw Snow White for the 7th time and took photos of the merch stand." And again a few days later posted, "Saw Snow White for the 8th time and bought 2 more buckets with a different color diamond from AMC." And finally, just a few days ago, wrote in a now deleted post, "Seeing Snow White for the 10th time. I also bought a creeper cup," which is in reference to the new Minecraft movie. Now, everyone is allowed to enjoy or rewatch any movie they want as many times as they want, but this one is one of the most surprising posts I've come across this year so far because of 2 reasons. One, this movie was only released a couple weeks ago on March 21st, 2025. So that's 10 times in about 2 weeks. Does anyone visit anywhere 10 times in 2 weeks besides home or work? And 2, this movie is supposedly very bad. The Rotten Tomatoes score for the film is currently at 40% from critics. To give some context, let's compare that to some other recent Disney live-action remakes. The Lion King received a 51%, Beauty and the Beast scored a 71%, and Aladdin was a 57%. So it looks like Beauty and the Beast was the highest, while Snow White was the lowest. Their audience scores were a little different though, with Aladdin scoring the highest at 94%, but Snow White still remained the lowest. Let me know below if you agree with these results. In addition to the poor scores, a lot of people also enjoyed hating on this movie due to the 2 main actresses. Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White, said some controversial things about the movie months before the film was released. She specifically called out that the original story's plot was weird, mainly due to the print.
You told me before that your version of Snow White is different, and it's more of a 2022 version of Snow White. What did you mean by that?
I mean, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story. With a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
And Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, has made some controversial political statements. Gadot is also often mocked for her acting in past movies.
"I need you to give me the stone. What happened to it?" "We have a piano tuned, a chef stolen from Shepherds of Cairo, and enough champagne to fill the Nile."
This movie was also mocked for Snow White's costume design and poor hairstyles, specifically that Snow White dress that looks like something from Party City, and the poor bob hairstyle that does not fit Rachel Zegler well. The actual plot was also supposedly changed, and there were CGI dwarves, which people were also not happy about. So with all this word spreading, the opening weekend box office ended up being $43 million. This seems like a decent number at first, but it is considered a big flop, especially for a Disney film. Again, let's look at some comparisons. The Lion King's opening weekend brought in $192 million. Beauty and the Beast started at $185 million, and Aladdin's opening weekend was $92 million. So the comparison of numbers is quite stark. So it's been about 2 weeks after release, and we are at about $78 million only. So people are saying that Disney is going to lose a lot more than expected against its over $200 million budget for this movie. This person watching it multiple times may just be carrying that box office number. These numbers are also worrying Disney, as they just announced that the upcoming Tangled live-action movie has now been paused. It is originally set to be produced by Michael Gracie, the director of The Greatest Showman, but the decision has now been made to pull back on the project. While no definitive reason was given, many are speculating that it could be related to the ongoing Snow White debacle, given the timing of the announcement. Disney is hoping that the upcoming Lilo and Stitch live-action remake, which is set to release on May 23rd of this year, will help salvage some of the damage. There's also the Moana live-action remake that's coming out middle of next year. If all of this goes well, then Tangled might get the green light again. We'll see. And so with all this information, why did someone feel the need to go see Snow White 10 times? It did lead to some funny comments on the post though, like, "You want my therapist's number? We are all very worried about you." Okay, it's just spam at this point. "I'm calling the police." Ah, so you're the 7 people who have seen the movie. My personal thought is Rachel Zegler, Gal Gadot, Disney executive, is this you? But maybe this is all some big lie and I'm the real dopey here. But if it really is true, I figured maybe, just maybe, the movie was worth a watch. But I posted a YouTube short about this a couple weeks ago and people immediately commented not to do that. Don't give the movie any chance. So I guess I'll stick to the crowd on this one. Did you watch the new Snow White movie? If so, what'd you think about it? Please like and subscribe for more fun movie content. See you next time.